Yes, I just wanted to set a record straight about the position of the Sultan of Sokoto. That position is not for a traditional ruler. Therefore, any person who had occupied that position and posed as a traditional ruler was a usurper. And by extension, Sa'ad Abubakar today is a usurper. The title is a religious title. Africa does not have anything like Sultan. That is an Arab title. So please, Nigerians, stop recognizing Sa'ad Abubakar as a traditional ruler, because he is not, but a Fulani religious leader. The position arose following the invasion of Hausa land in 1804 by Osman Dan Fodio, half the great-great-grandfather of Sa'ad Abubakar. Sa'ad Abubakar has no right to present himself as a traditional ruler in any gathering of traditional rulers in Nigeria. But sadly, some 6 months ago, Bola Ahmed Tinubu wanted to impose him and the Oni of Ife, another one, to be co-chairman of the Traditional Rulers Council of Nigeria. Yes, we had to fight and fight and fight. This man, Sa'ad, is a very dangerous man. He is driven by quest for power and economics. All right, that is why everything that he is involved in, he wants to be permanent leader, supreme leader of the Nigerian Islamic Council, supreme leader over Yoruba Muslims. Yoruba saw Islam before the Fulanis came into Nigeria. How these people think is what baffles me. But I want to set this record straight. There was no time in the history of West Africa that all of us studied. Did you study Fulani Empire? We studied Ghana, we studied Mali Empire. We studied Songhai Empire. We studied Mandinka Empire. We didn't study anything that was Fulani Empire. So how come a Fulanis have a throne, a dynasty in Nigeria or anywhere in Africa? That is bullshit. So please, please stop recognizing him as a traditional ruler. He is a Fulani religious leader, and it ends there. He has no right to be anywhere traditional rulers in Nigeria are gathered. So when he comes next time, it's either you walk him out or you walk away and let him take the hall. That is a way of doing this thing. I don't know how Nigeria allowed a group of brigands to just seize their country and then impose their ways on them. And they are getting worse by the day, and everybody is keeping quiet. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Bola Ahmed Tinubu taking a bill to the National Assembly to make Sa'ad Abubakar and the young man as Oni of Ife as permanent co-chairman of Nigeria's Traditional Rulers Council? And everybody kept quiet, including all those fake traditional rulers who wear beads up and down, only oppressing people in their villages. They all kept quiet until the Igbo man came. Yes, at the gathering in Abuja, they made the mistake of inviting him, and he put it right there in their face. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was there. Oni of Ife was there. In history, we know about Oyo Empire as the empire. I did not know that Ife was an empire, for real. Yes, we agreed that they say, the Yorubas are not going to controvert that Ife is their cradle of civilization. But what I know was Oyo Empire becoming a big empire. So, you know, that is where the whole thing. And when the Igbo man spoke, they were all ashamed of themselves. So ashamed. Like thunder hit that arena. Yes, thank you for that, Igbo man. Well, Open Nigeria owes him a gift. Even if it is 10 naira, I will give it to him. It's symbolic for standing up once again to save the day for the people of Nigeria, who have become so docile that they accept every nonsense that is thrown at them. So now, in conclusion, Saad Abubakar, please do yourself a favor. Stop parading yourself as a traditional ruler in Nigeria. You could not be a traditional ruler over a whopping Hausa majority in their own domain. How? That is apartheid. And actually, that is what you've been practicing. Yes, you are not a traditional ruler. Hausa people, this is your land to take now. This is your moment to reverse the ugly history. This is your moment to wake up and take your stance again. All ye fallen fighters, get up and stand up and take your stance again. Take your land back. It is yours, and we are all behind you. It's not your own struggle alone. It is the struggle of all of us, and we must do it to a logical conclusion. I remember at a time when Prince Charles, he was a Prince Charles then, he came to Nigeria. He went to Sokoto. All the traditional rulers in Nigeria went to Sokoto to meet a non-entity. Yes, from one of the most corrupt monarchies on earth that has the highest gold reserve, but there's no gold in their land. Gold and mineral resources stolen from Africa. Yes, traditional rulers from all over Nigeria went to Sokoto. This man, Saad, was sitting on top of them. Oba of Benin was on the other side, who is supposed to be the most prominent king in Nigeria. He was sitting on the side for an impostor who has nothing, no tradition, who doesn't know any tradition. He's not an Hausa. Yes. So this nonsense got to stop. Every Nigerian, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. We will fight on all fronts. We are ready to take our land back. But we are going to accommodate any visitor to our land who respects our law and respect who we are as a people.
The idea of Nigeria is a very, very bad idea. The idea that undergirds this country, that informed the design of the entire superstructure of governance, is a very bad idea. Nigeria is not found on the idea of citizenship. It is found on the idea of feudalism, the acceptable non-equality of persons who live within the same geographical space. That is why the law does not rule in Nigeria, because it cannot apply to all equally. That is the bad idea that rules Nigeria, that is ruining it. Nigeria is found on the bad idea of feudalism. One thing about the truth is that it has very little respect for the opinions of those to whom it is delivered. What they do with it is entirely up to them. All I have pointed out is the fact that the way we are, our current trajectories, will not deliver anything positive. That is not a message of doom. It is a message demanding that we find redirection and then correct the error that has been pointed out. The antidote to feudalism is citizenship. If we elect to construct a country found on citizenship, we would have successfully walked away from the madness that has overtaken us. So it's not like we are in a situation where doom is unavoidable. What is making it seemingly unavoidable is the refusal of the Nigerian ruling class to address the problem that has been identified. The belief that they can continue on this unsustainable trajectory and deliver something sustainable. That is why it seems like it's gloom and doom. All Nigeria has to do is yoke the country to the rule of law. If you yoke the country to the rule of law, where the courts become effective, the constitution, as imperfect as it is, begins to reign supreme, we would have begun our journey to sanity. But we cannot continue our current trajectories and then expect that something positive will come out of what is manifestly evil.
Why is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu empowering Sultan of Sokoto to be the head of all traditional rulers? And the question is Sultan of Sokoto really a traditional ruler?
Thank you for joining us. You've watched this video and quite controversial at may lose, but has a lot of unanswered question. And today the problem is is Sultan of Sokoto a traditional ruler? Then if he is a traditional ruler, then there's no need of him also supervising or becoming the supreme leader of all the Muslims in Nigeria, including those ones in Yoruba land. Why a Fulani man who is not an indigenous Hausa man, who is supposed to be the Sultan for Fulani people, just like how it is being done. But you can see very clearly what is the secret behind all these powers and structures that is being centered around the Sultan of Sokoto, including natural resources found everywhere in Nigeria. For instance, in Biafran land today, it is controlling over 22 oil wells. Every politician, senator, governors, presidency fears confrontation with the Sultan of Sokoto. And people are saying that with what is happening around the world, Nigeria now, what is the mission, or it has been discovered that this thing is quite suspicious, that throne is quite suspicious. That throne seems to be, a well-structured, crafted throne to champion political conquest and Islamization in Nigeria, where every Arab nation and all the Muslim countries around the world uses him to carry out jihad. United States of America has called for the abolition of Sokoto Capliphate, Sharia, but the Nigerian government didn't take that. Then you see it very clearly that it has become something that every region, tribe in this country are beginning to look at. Why would you be seeing this man that by every standard is not a traditional ruler? By every standard, he is not supposed to be the supreme leader of all the Muslims in Nigeria. That throne supposed to have Sultan of Sokoto of Fulani Caliphate, Sultan of Sokoto of Fulani, Sultan of Sokoto of Fulani, but Fulani was removed. That very place they call Sokoto today was called Gobi. It was after they killed the last Hausa king in that land that they changed that name from Gobi to Sokoto. Today, the fear of Muslim tickets, the killings that are going on, all pointing to that caliphate. Nigerians should wake up and ask themselves the question: was Ojukwu correct? Was Nnamdi Kanu correct? Is there any plan? As at the time Nigeria was officially registered as becomes a member of OIC, up to today he has not been debated in the National Assembly, in the Senate. He has not been debated in the Federal House of Representatives, while Nigeria is officially registered as an Islamic nation. And by the reason of whatever that built up that, whether it is from the British government or just a clear-cut plot, because I'm even hearing that Islam has been in Yoruba land before even the coming of the Uthman Dafodio in 1804. Then how come? To the extent that the federal government of Nigeria are sponsoring a bill in the Senate that will allow the Sultan of Sokoto to become the supreme leader of all the traditional institutions, including Obini, while making Onu second in command. And the bill was supposed to be moved to the Senate. And when it is being signed, then it calls for official implementation. That everybody, including governors, Presidency, goes to the Sultan of Sokoto to pay homage. And before you become any politician, any political position in Nigeria, you must go there. It is not correct. It is the basis of building terrorism, Islamization agenda in Nigeria. Then the problem is that why would Bola Ahmed Tinubu want to pass a bill that will make the Sultan of Sokoto the supreme leader of all the traditional leaders and institutions in Nigeria, including the Bureau of Furniture? I don't want to talk about the Oba and the other prominent Oba because just like there was nothing like Fulani Empire. We know the empires we have. The Fulani was not even a kingdom. So we must understand that these are one of the reasons today that Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Sultan of Sokoto sentenced Mazen Namdekan. And in time, and the process of trying to, slow work, they move him to Sokoto prison. And you can see the revelation. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a Muslim. And there's nothing like Islam Muslim. A Muslim is a Muslim.
Is this the reason why some Nigerians are having issues with the Muslim ticket?
The fear of Muslim ticket comes as a result of Nigeria moving from the status of becoming a secular nation to becoming a nation driven by one religion, or supposed to be driven by one religion alone, which is Islam. And that is why we are saying, how come that these people that are less than 15 million control the constitution of Nigeria? To the extent that there is no place Christianity is being mentioned. Every law that opposed this country as a nation is based on Sharia, and all the governors, all the senators, all the House of members, from different ethnic nationalities in Nigeria are silent. Have you seen the reason why the world is silent? And I keep on asking the question: with this reality, Britain is running away from being captured by extremism laws that is tied to Sharia in Britain. America is battling New York today. So many countries are supported in the EU Parliament and the EU, summit, where they came out and even advocating that NATO should have a Christian military. Now we defend Christians all over the world. We will therefore be able to solve this issue. You can see even with American intervention and whatever we are seeing in Nigeria, the killing has not stopped. And if you look at the history, that people are going to bow down to accept this religion because there is hunger. These are weapons of Islamization. Hunger is one of them. A clear cut that you dare not dare the Sokoto Capliphate, even the presidency. But the presidency can dare about me. The presidency can dare Opium furniture, and nothing happens. The kind of oil wells that the Sokoto have do Alaafin of Oyo have it. The Oba didn't have it. I don't know Nigerians. Is he a traditional ruler?
But don't you think this regionalizational proposal was kind of a waste of this issue?
Will it stop infiltration? That's the question. Will regionalism stop infiltration? Regionalism under one Nigeria has already been hampered by the structures of the constitution that is going to factor the elements of Islam in it. That one day you woke up in the morning and you notice that the governor that came in as a Christian, or the regional leader that came in as a Christian, has defected and has declared that he is now a Muslim, has declared for Muslim faith. What will he do? So if the world is running away from, if Israel is running away from living with Hamas, Britain is running away from, influence of Islam in Britain, then why would the world keep silent and want Biafra to remain in a society where challenges of Islamization have become very clear? And if we refuse to do that, the consequences of it is death. I think it is time for people to start asking questions of what the Sultan of Sokoto Caliphate stood for. What does it stand for? He's not the only Muslim cleric in Nigeria. There are other Muslim clerics everywhere. Why we now start talking about a bill that empowers him to control all the international institutions in Nigeria? And it is happening under Muslim ticket. It's happening under Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and they are just playing it gradually, secretly, so that Nigerians will not know. There was a one man that challenged this agenda. And told the whole world, why would Bola Ahmed Tinubu be, who everybody sees as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's counterparts? Why would you want an Obi to come and deal with the Oni of Ife as a supreme traditional ruler? Bola Ahmed Tinubu has never been able to answer that question. So there is something between the Sultan of Sokoto agenda and the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's mission. And that is why they went, maybe possibly, if not for Donald Trump in America, by now it will be very tough on the Christian communities in the southern Nigeria. But the fear of reaction coming from Donald Trump. But still, they are champions. Look at the way they manipulated this state police. They tell us everything. And when you look at it deeply, you still see hands of the Fulani to control the security structure in Nigeria. When you talk about regionalism, you still see the hand of the Fulani in the formation and the process and the rules and regulations that will guide it. So people should understand and begin to ask questions. What does Sokoto Capliphate represent? Why would we have Simon Ekpa and Mazin Nnamdi Kanu under mystery law all over the world, sponsored by the same people, and the world is keeping quiet, and Nigerians are keeping quiet and are not asking the real question why they want to carry out that bill of making Sultan of Sokoto the leader of all the traditional institutions in Nigeria. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is the reason why Bola Ahmed Tinubu agenda will not work.